So I don't think we're going to go down, but I don't think we're going to go up either. League One again next year? Hello and welcome back to Up, the Malvern Town save, where we try and go from level 10 all the way up to the Premier League. So far, we've made it to League One, and our League One season is well underway. In fact, it's nearly coming towards an end now, and we're having a bit of a mid-table-ish sort of season, really. Since our last episode last week, we played the game against Preston in that episode where we got ourselves this nice 2-1 win, which saw us go through to the third round of the FA Cup, which was huge for us. We got some nice money out of it, and it was also a bit of a morale booster. Things were looking quite good at the end of last episode. Since then, we have been a bit topsy-turvy, and I show you the results on the screen here because there's a lot of losses in there. There are a few draws, and there are a couple of wins. It has been up and down. However, overall, if we come off the results just for a little second there, we are 14th in the league. We are going to avoid relegation. We are not going to make the playoffs. I mean, it's very unlikely. I suppose it is probably still just about possible. So we are going to be a League One team next year as well. It's going to be the first time in this whole journey since Tier 10 that we don't get promoted, which feels weird, but also a little bit comforting because it means that we can kind of build with the players we've got. We don't have to try and make great strides. We just need to improve here and there, which I'm actually weirdly looking forward to quite a lot. But yeah, going back to those results, if I show you here, since that Preston game, we did lose to Blackpool, beat Crawley. I'm just going to read through these quite quickly. We drew to Peterborough, drew to Walsall, went on a bit of a run without winning here until we managed to put it right with a really big win in the FA Cup third round. You'll remember we got Stoke and we talked about whether it was possible to do it on a cold and wet, windy Stoke evening on a Tuesday, which ended up it being because actually it was a replay, although it wasn't in Stoke, it was in Malvern, and we got ourselves a 3-1 win. We beat the Championship team to go through to the fourth round of the FA Cup in a replay. Yambo, Bangora, Samardzic, some of our big names there getting on the score sheet. That set up a fourth round tie with Premier League Bournemouth. We had a Premier League team come to the Langland, come to our ground, and yeah, they left with the win, which was a little bit disappointing, but we put up a really good fight against Premier League opposition. We lost 2-1. We were 2-0 down. We got back into it. Yambo scored, and a little bit disappointingly, our FA Cup run ended there, and then we followed it up with a couple of dodgy results in the league as well, really. We lost 3-0 at home to Ipswich, who we beat earlier in the season, which is a bit of a shame, and then lost 2-1 to QPR. Samardzic scored late to make it 2-1, but we were already behind by that point, and we needed to bounce back. We did bounce back. We beat Plymouth with a 1-0 win, a late goal from Yambo. We had 10 men in that game and managed to salvage the 3 points just about, which was a big boost for the club because we went on a bit of a poor run before this, and yeah, we turned the corner a little bit. Despite losing the next game to Barnsley 3-1, we then went 5 games without losing a game, despite drawing 3 of them, which is less good. But 5 games unbeaten was definitely needed at this stage. I think this is what has secured our place in the league for next year. We don't need to worry about relegation for the rest of this season. We can kind of relax, just see where we can pick up wins, and that will start with today's game with Portsmouth. We drew to Leyton Orient, we drew to Preston, we beat Cheltenham away from home, we beat Stevenage away from home, then we drew to Southend. Recently, we have lost our last 2 games. We lost to Shrewsbury 3-1 and we lost to MK Dons 4-2. So today's game is a little bit of one of those where we need to see if we can bounce back. We've got Portsmouth at home, but as I said before, we sit 14th in the table. We've played 36. We've got about 8 games or so to go. Yambo is the top goal scorer in the league with 17. Nia Kirby is still the best midfielder, the best player in the league, 7.49. And yeah, we're looking okay. I feel like there's still lots that we can do, areas to improve, but actually we've got ourselves a sound basis to work on to try and push towards promotion next season, which now has to be the aim. Talking of next season, though, some business has already been done, and that is Antonino Fiocchi is going to be leaving the club. He is joining Verona on a free transfer. He's going to go play for Verona in the Italian second division, which I guess is a decent move for him, but we are a little bit sad to see him go. We're going to need to bring in a different right back in his place for next season. Otherwise, it will be relying on the likes of Nico Williams as our only right back for next year, which I'm not sure we can rely on. Speaking of next season, though, I have offered new contracts to lots of our team whose contracts were going to run out out in the summer. So look out for the news about those contracts. We should be able to tie down most of our players for next year. Speaking of tying down players for next year, Lawrence Gibson and Mirsad Husic have both been offered extended loans for next season. As I was offering the deals, the club seemed very open to allowing us to keep them without paying any wages, which is great news. So hopefully they get extended. The likes of Ian McDonald and Jan Bo, though, who have been starting for us, their contracts are up in the summer, so I can't offer to loan them again for next year, but we will be definitely offering some contracts to the both of them, see if we can keep them around. Would be great signings. They've had a couple of years here on loan. To get them in permanently would be huge, especially Jan Bo up front. We really need to see if that is a possibility. Obviously, because they play in England, though, we can't offer them that pre-contract yet. We need to get closer to the end of their contracts, but that'll be something we'll be pressing on with when it comes to that time. The other bit of business to update you on is that we did bring in a player since the last episode. It was Elias Kachunga, and he has been nothing short of dreadful for us, and I'm not sure he will play again. He's played one league game, got a 6.1. He's played an FA Cup game and got a 5.9 in that game. He's just really bad, and I don't really know why. He was supposed to be a decent backup for Husic just until the end of the season. I've already told him that he will be being released at the end of the year. He's retiring anyway, but I am pretty sure he's not going to play again unless needs must. Husic is just heads and shoulders above him, and I'm sorry, Kachunga, you have not been very good. But with those updates, then we move ourselves onto today's live-comm game, which is a home game against Portsmouth. Portsmouth find themselves in 5th in the league. Steve Bruce is their manager. They've had a decent season. They are looking like they're going to make the playoffs and look to push on towards promotion. At least that's what they will be hoping for. It's going to be a really tough game. We are at home, though. We have been much better as a home team recently. We struggle on the road. So I'm hoping that we can put in a bit of a performance today in this live-comm. This will be the team which is pretty much full strength. We've got a couple of players who are tired and a couple of players are lacking a little bit in condition, but other than that, it is going to be full strength. In goal is going to be coming Fioki, Chyler, McDonald, Edwards at the back, Kirby and Gibson in midfield, Bangora, Samardzic and Husic behind the striker being Jan Bo. Let's submit that team. Let's get ourselves into this live-comm game. I'm going to go balanced, which I don't know if that's necessary, but it's what we're going to try and hopefully not get caught early. We've been going 1-0 down, 2-0 down early in lots of games, and it gives us too much of a mountain to climb, and we end up going on to lose the game. So I'm hoping by staying a little bit more balanced, that doesn't happen. We can work our way into this game. Being a home game, I have high hopes. I speak of these high hopes as now Portsmouth have a corner to start things off, and Jamie Cumming has made the save. Good news. Jamie Cumming, one of those players, by the way, that I've offered a new contract to. Let's hope he sticks around. We'll probably have a look at signing a new goalkeeper in the summer, but we'll see if that is something that can be done. This highlight is still going on, by the way. It's Jan Bo on the end of it who shoots miles wide. A very quiet first 25 minutes then, where it's been pretty even. 7 shots for us, 5 for Portsmouth, but not many highlights. There was a header that I'm probably not going to make it into the video from a Portsmouth player that went well wide. And not much is really happening as we approach half-time. Here's a highlight then right on the stroke of that half-time whistle. It's Portsmouth on the attack. They go all the way back to Freeman, and Jan Bo has stolen and nicked that ball. He's going to drive forwards, probably not strive. Jan Bo's in. What a run. He's put it wide though. I'm not sure what I mean by striving forwards. He's striving to score as he drives forwards, and at half-time, it's 0-0. 9 shots for a 68% possession against a really good Portsmouth team. That bodes well for the second half, I think. Maybe, just maybe, it is okay to push up to positive for this second half. I think I'll give it a little bit of time, but if we can continue to build our way up in this game, maybe that's something we can go with. Maybe making changes as well. I'm looking at the team. No one's really standing out in terms of their performance, and Portsmouth have changed their shape. They've gone with a 4-1-4-1 now, obviously feeling that we're the better team and they need to solidify a little bit. Right, 20 minutes to go. Let's make a change because nothing is happening. Let's go 4-2-4. Let's bring another striker on. Samardzic off, Cannon on as a striker, Poacher. We're going to move up to positive. Will that change allow us to make any chances going into the last 15 or so minutes of this game? Can we go and steal it, or will it be a 0-0? As we join a highlight now then, Portsmouth have picked up the ball after a pretty poor attack from us, but they've gone all the way back to the keeper and they're playing it out from the back. Here is Henderson. He's up against Husic, I think, on this right-hand side. It is Husic. Here's Clarkson in the middle for them. They're working it pretty nicely here as they move towards our goal. I'm not going to say that name, but Asensio is the player that has the shot for them. And it's another good save from Jamie Cumming. Both of their highlights, and that has been pretty much it. Just the two highlights, really, has ended in a Jamie Cumming save. They are again attacking, though, as the highlight continues. Clarkson, Freeman. We're driving them backwards a little bit, and we've nicked the ball, and it is away. Last 10 minutes. I mean, do we change it again? Do we really go for this, or is a point a decent point? It's 0-0 though. I feel like we should try and do something. I'm going to get Isaac Christie-Davies onto the pitch, and I think we are going to go attacking. Let's go for it. Like I said before the game, there's not a lot to lose except for the individual games. And, you know, wins could be good for morale, good for confidence going into this end part of the season. Let's try and finish as high as we possibly can, as Cumming did make another save there. But we're on the attack now. Yambo goes for goal. Oh my word, he really did go for goal. It was about 35 yards out, but he's drawn the save from the keeper. As close as we've actually come, and we have the corner. Kirby swings it in. Husic, and that's gone miles and miles over the bar, and that's going to be end of highlight. We went attacking. We almost scored. It was Yambo, and it looks like... What a live comm that is. It's going to end 0-0. We get ourselves a point at home to a decent Portsmouth team, but I'm a little bit disappointed that we couldn't have got a little bit more there. 5 more shots than them, 65% possession. They seemed happy with the point. They kind of sat back. They changed to that 4-1-4-1, didn't try and push any numbers forward, and when we pushed numbers forward, we couldn't break them down. Yambo coming closest with a shot from about 49 yards out. But a draw is a draw. I'm not sure what else to say about that. A point in the right direction. We find ourselves 14th. In terms of the board and their happiness, by the way, C+, which is, we've been better than that, but they are happy with how we are doing this season. The only thing that they're a little bit unhappy with was our performance in the leasing.com trophy, which is the worst trophy in the world, and I hate it. In terms of the league, they are pleased with 14th, as they consider that to be mid-table, which is fine. So board happy, I'm relatively happy. A little bit of a low-key episode in terms of the game that we play. But with only 7 games to go now, the next episode next week will probably be an update on how we finish this season off. Remember, if you want to watch the end of this season, we will be live streaming it on a Friday, a Sunday, and a Monday. So tomorrow when this video first comes out, then on the Sunday, then on a Monday evening. All of the information, the links to everything to the Twitch channel are down in the description below. But as always, if you have enjoyed this video, please do give it a like. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you're not already, and make sure you turn the bell on for notifications. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.